Hello friends, today we are going to learn about bending stress calculation for given eccentric load with respect to x and y axis at intermediate section. So let us take this example where the size of the column is given as 300 cross 600. So the shorter direction as a 300 mm and longer direction as a 600 mm, which carries an eccentric load of 250 kilonewton at right top side. It means the eccentric load is in the right top side of the section at 75 mm in the shorter direction. So 75 in the shorter direction, it means in vertical direction our eccentricity, it means our EY value is given as 75 mm, and in longer direction the value is 125. So our eccentricity in longer direction is given as 125 mm. Now observing the figure, for shorter direction the CG distance is at 150 and for 600 it is 300, which is greater than 125 and 75. It means our application of loading is in between the top part as a point P, where eccentricity in x direction is 125 while y direction is 75, and we have given the eccentric load P as a 250 into 10 raised to 3 in terms of Newton, and we have to calculate the stresses at each corner. So let us assume top corner as a, bottom corner as a B, left bottom corner as a C, and left top corner as a D point. Now first of all, we have given the eccentricity Ex as a 125 mm and Ey as a 75 mm. Now for xx direction, our Ixx value is P d cube by 12. So Ixx, which is equal to B as a 600, d cube as a 300 cube by 12, which is equal to 1.35 into 10 raised to 9 in terms of mm raised to 4. And the Yx value, it means that for xx direction, extreme fiber distance from CG of the axis is total distance by 2, hence Yx is equal to 600 by 2, which is equal to 300 mm, and Zxx, which is equal to Ixx by Yx, which is equal to 1.35 into 10 raised to 9 divided by 300, which is equal to 9 into 10 raised to 6 mm cube as a Zxx. Now going ahead for the Iyy, and for Iyy our value is D b cube by 12. So D as a 300, B as a 600 cube divided by 12, hence Iyy value is 5.4 into 10 raised to 9, and for extreme fiber distance Yy, which is 300 by 2. So Yy value is nothing but 300 by 2 as a 150 mm, hence our section modulus with respect to Zyy, which is equal to Iyy divided by y in y direction. So 5.4 into 10 raised to 9 divided by 150, which is equal to 18 into 10 raised to 6 mm cube. Now according to the theory part, as described in before lectures, we know that the eccentricity in A part is positive, hence sigma bx and sigma by both are positive. In part C, the eccentricity is negative, hence both the value is negative. For part B, our sigma Bx is negative as Ey is negative and sigma By is positive as Ex is positive, and vice versa for point D, our Bx value is positive while By value is negative according to the Ex and Ey. And link for the same example at eccentric loading is given at point A at a corner is described in the description link. So you can refer that previous example for the better understanding of sigma Bx, sigma Y positive and negative. Now going ahead for the calculation of direct stress and bending stress. First of all, our direct stress value can be calculated by P by A. Now P is given as 250 kilonewton, hence divided by cross sectional area is 300 into 600 as a size of rectangle, and the value is 1.39 Newton per mm square. Now sigma Bx can be calculated by mx divided by zxx, and mx is nothing but P into Ey divided by zxx. Hence our sigma Bx is 2.08 Newton per mm square, sigma D is 1.39 Newton per mm square, and sigma By, which is equal to my by zyy, and my is P into Ex divided by zyy, which is equal to our sigma By is 1.74 Newton per mm square. Now let us calculate the value of total stress at each corner according to the Bx, By and sigma D value as. Now from the above calculation we have direct stress as a 1.39, bending stress in x direction as a 2.08 and bending stress in y direction as a 1.74 in terms of Newton per mm square. Now for corner A, we know that both the value for Bx and By is positive, and total stress is sigma D plus sigma Bx plus sigma By, and sigma D is 1.39, Bx as a 2.08 and By as a 1.74. Now summing up all the values, we have sigma A as a 5.21 Newton per mm square, which is positive, hence our stress is compressive. Similarly for joint B, our value for Bx is negative, hence sigma D minus sigma Bx plus sigma By. So 1.39 minus 2.08 plus 1.74, our value is 1.05 Newton per mm square, which is positive, hence the stress is compressive. Now at joint C, both the value is negative for Bx and By, hence the total value is sigma D minus sigma Bx minus sigma By, which is equal to 1.39 minus 2.08 minus 1.74, and the total value is minus 2.43 in terms of Newton per mm square. Here the value is negative, it means it is tensile stress. And for joint D, sigma By is negative, hence sigma D plus sigma Bx minus sigma By, hence the total value is 1.39 plus 2.08 minus 1.74. So the value at stress at point D is 1.73 Newton per mm square, which is in compressive as a positive value. So these are the total stress at different joint or different points as indicated in figure as A, B, C and D. Now let us go for the stress distribution diagram of given column. As now from the above calculation we have the stresses as indicated in the figure, where at joint A our value is 5.21 Newton per mm square compressive, hence according to not to scale 5.21 as indicated in the figure. Now all the dimensions are in Newton per mm square. Now joint B, our value is 1.05 compressive force, hence the value is positive and the value is 1.05. But at point C, value is 2.43 in tensile, so it is in the negative direction and the value is 2.43. And at joint D our value is 1.73 compression, so it is positive and the value is 1.73. Now all the lines are connected by inclined line, hence where positive value indicates the compressive stress while negative value indicates the tensile stress. So given figure shows the stress distribution diagram for given eccentric loaded rectangular column, where the eccentricity is given as 75 in the shorter direction and 125 in the longer direction in top right corner. Thank you.